If you want to learn how to read financial statements, this course is for you. In business, you need to understand where your business is at and where you are going. You need to understand how to read financial statements. You need to monitor more than your checkbook balance. You need to track your assets and liabilities, sales and expenses, and cash flow. That's what financial statements show you. In this course, you will learn accounting, not by preparing financial statements, but by reading financial statements, just enough to understand basic terms and concepts, and just enough to size up a company. I'm a retired university professor with a Ph.D. in education. I spent 30 years teaching college business courses and began my career as a CPA in public accounting. Most people do not understand the language of accounting. That doesn't have to be the case. It certainly doesn't have to be the case for you. For example, do you know what equity means or earnings per share? How about annual report, accumulated depreciation, statement of cash flows, net income, balance sheet, asset turnover, or profit margin? You really need to understand these terms and others if you are in business. My class is easier to understand than a traditional accounting course and much more practical. I start with the end in mind, reading statements. Therefore, we start out reading real company financial statements. In fact, we will practice reading 3 real companies' statements. I've selected 3 interesting companies that are roughly the same size: Whole Foods, Sherwin-Williams, and Facebook. We skip the bookkeeping and how to prepare the statements. That's for accountants to do. We can learn to read the financial statements like a pro in just about 2 hours. Here's what we will cover. I explain the 3 basic financial statements and how each is different. Next, we look at the major line items on Whole Foods' balance sheet, income statement, and statement of cash flows. Then I'll explain some basic accounting concepts, why we can't measure profits with cash, and why we need separate statements for profits and cash flow. Next, we will examine what each line item means on Sherwin-Williams' financial statements. Then you can test your knowledge with a 28-question case about Facebook's financial statements. Lastly, I will explain how to interpret a company's performance with 4 basic ratios. Most people in business will benefit from taking this course, as you can see. Well, how does that sound? If you're ready, sign up for the course and let's get started.